Welcome back to A Veil of Crime, where we uncover the stories behind some of the most haunting cases in criminal history. Tonight, we turn our attention to one of the most controversial and polarizing cases of the 21st century, the story of Caylee Anthony, the young Florida mother whose trial for the death of her 2-year-old daughter, Caylee Anthony, gripped the nation and sparked years of debate. This is the case that forever changed public perception of justice, media influence, and what it means to be called the most hated woman in America. Caylee Marie Anthony was born March 19, 1986 in Warren, Ohio to Cindy and George Anthony. She grew up in what appeared from the outside to be a loving, middle-class household, though later testimony and interviews would reveal that there were tensions and dysfunction in the family dynamic. Caylee had one older brother, Lee, and was described as bright but a secretive child. By her late teens, Caylee developed a reputation for being a habitual liar, even hiding her pregnancy from her family until she was nearly 7 months along. In August 2005, she gave birth to her daughter, Caylee Marie Anthony. The identity of Caylee's father remains a mystery to this day, with Caylee offering conflicting stories over the years. Despite family disputes, Caylee was reportedly adored by her grandparents and seemed to live a happy life in the Anthony home. Everything changed in June 2008 when Caylee disappeared. According to Cindy Anthony, she had not seen her granddaughter for 31 days before calling 911 on July 15, 2008. During that call, Cindy reported that Caylee's car smelled as if a dead body had been in there. This shocking revelation launched a massive investigation, and Caylee was quickly labeled a person of interest. Investigators uncovered a trail of lies. Caylee had claimed to work at Universal Studios, a claim proven false when police escorted her there, and she admitted that she hadn't worked there in years. She also fabricated a story about a nanny named Zenaida Gonzalez, or Zanny the nanny, who had allegedly kidnapped Caylee. As suspicion mounted, the search for Caylee turned into one of the most widely publicized missing child cases in U.S. history. In December 2008, Caylee's remains were found in a wooded area near the Anthony home. Duct tape was discovered near the skull, and prosecutors alleged it had been used to suffocate the child. Caylee was charged with first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and manslaughter. The trial began in May 2011 and became a media circus. It was televised and watched by millions. The prosecution painted Caylee as a party girl who wanted to live a carefree life, citing photos of her at clubs during the month Caylee was missing. They argued that she had killed her daughter to free herself from parental responsibilities. The defense, led by attorney Jose Baez, countered with a bombshell claim. They alleged that Caylee drowned accidentally in the family pool and that George Anthony helped cover it up. The defense also hinted at a history of abuse within the family, which George and Cindy vehemently denied. After 6 weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated for just 11 hours before delivering a shocking verdict. On July 5, 2011, Caylee Anthony was found not guilty of murder, manslaughter, and child abuse, though she was convicted of lying to the police. The verdict sparked outrage across the country, with many believing justice had not been served. Since the trial, Caylee has largely lived out of the public eye, but has occasionally surfaced for interviews. She reportedly works for a private investigator and has expressed interest in living a more normal life. In a 2017 interview, she stated that she sleeps well at night and still doesn't know what happened to Caylee, a comment that reignited public anger. Despite being acquitted, Caylee remains one of the most vilified figures in modern true crime history. In recent years, she's been seen living quietly in Florida and has attempted to launch a photography business. While her public appearances are rare, she has given limited interviews defending herself and asserting that she has been unfairly judged by the media and the court of public opinion. The case of Caylee Anthony remains one of the most debated criminal trials in recent history. Whether you believe she was guilty or that the state just failed to prove its case, Caylee Anthony's tragic death serves as a reminder of the fragility of justice and the power of public perception. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of America's most haunting cases. If you found this episode compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories every week.